So I'm Thomas Marcusson. I'm Australian-Swedish. I grew up in Sweden, but I spent a considerable part of my life in Australia. Well, so I actually started studying mathematics and physics at the university in Sweden, and for some reason I had this desire to do something completely different. So I changed to study art and design instead on the other side of the world, which was in Australia. But now I actually in my art career gone back into that world of mathematics and science, and I'm trying to interrogate the scientific world through my art practice. I think it's a desire to explore that is unknown to me, which is why I sort of made that shift initially. So that is an artwork from 2017 that takes the leaders of the G20 at the time, and it chops the different parts of the faces up and combines them in different ways. So you have the eyes, the nose and the mouth. So if you press the button, each screen chooses a leader at random. It could be Macron, it could be Trump, it could be Putin. And it settles on the eyes, the nose and the mouth, and it zooms in to form a new face. So every time you press the button, there's going to be a Frankenstein's monster of sorts. I think there's like 160,000 possible permutations. Because there's like 20 leaders, you can get a lot of different, faces going. Even if you had exhibition on for several years, you probably never exhaust all the faces. So the new work has a bit of mathematics in it as well, and a bit of politics. So there's a thing called number stations, which are radio stations that are just broadcasting numbers. It was very popular during the Cold War, and it was used mostly for communicating with spy networks abroad. So you have a constant stream of numbers from an AM radio station that can reach very far. But if you, as an intelligence operator in another country, would tune in at a particular predisposed time, you can actually extract messages, because you would have little disposable notepads that would say exactly what those numbers meant. So my artwork is trying to pull in those random numbers that are being broadcast and taking the latest transmissions from a bunch of different radio stations. It could be from Russia, Cuba, Korea, Taiwan, the United States, etc. I take those numbers and I do something with it. In this instance, I let the numbers play a game of battleships. It's easy to be cynical, especially at times like these, because there are so much dictatorships around the world, and countries and superpowers seem to be more in conflict with each other. So that's obviously something that is very worrying in all kinds of ways. In terms of demographics though, we're probably going to peak at 9 billion people and then start going down again. And that's going to require a way of rethinking the economy that is now based on population increase all the time. And all of a sudden you have population that is skewed more they're more old people than young people. And I think that is going to cause massive friction. Maybe that's something technology can help with or not, but that's certainly something we're going to have to grapple with.